Good evening, YouTube. You guys are now watching another segment of the Cali Effect. I'm here with D Fish Fan,
Hey,
and today we're going to be talking about. We're going to have a special discussion. We're going to be talking about the biggest flops of all time. That's right, the decks that were so hyped up, these hype beasts, these decks that are supposed to run the format and then just fall flat on their face. There's a lot of them that really just couldn't make the hype, and I think D Fish Fan's going to start off with Gym Knights.
Gym Knights. I do remember when Gym Knights had somewhat hype. Now, I'm not talking about like Tier 0 hype or anything like that, but they were winning, I would say, pretty consistently in Japan. And this is back, of course, when we had the same list, or when we were going to have the same list. And a lot of people, the main attraction that people liked about the deck was that they had a Miracle Fusion that you could recycle every turn. And wow, that's amazing. But all their supports are shit. I mean, let's be
Aren't
honest.
they all Earth monsters?
Huh?
Aren't they all Earth monsters?
I'm pretty sure they're like all different. Like they're all like different attributes, different types, and everything. Or they're rock or something. They're all rock and they're all different attributes or something like that.
Oh, alright.
But nonetheless, their searcher is like underwhelming. Their monsters, like, sometimes you have to use the vanilla one because that's how bad the support is. So like with the rabbits and stuff, and even with rabbit at 3, the deck never really got it going. And yeah, it was a pretty big flop in my opinion.
Just off of what you're telling me, because while I necessarily don't remember any Gym Knight hype, I did remember there was a time where people were trying to play Gym Knight like crazy. Back when I was on Dueling Network, when I was a young lad, they would go instant fusion into that level 5 Gym Knight, the one that says it can't be fusion summoned except by, blah, blah, blah. And then they try to gain an extra normal summon and do all that. And I read the card, I was like, wait, you can't do that. Disappear. They leave. That's just it. Like, every single time I played a Gym Knight deck, it happened. So,
Yeah, I mean, they're just not. Their support is what killed them. Is because they didn't have enough good support.
so what do you think they need to be good or to come back into the scene?
I think they need better main deck monsters. I feel, or maybe even like a boss main deck monster. Because right now, you have to get out their extra deck cards, and it takes quite a bit of setup with no protection. And it's not a good deck right now.
So they need more condoms.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. Dak, I wanted to talk to you guys about is Lightsworn. Now, you guys would never thought that Lightsworn would be on this list because of the accolades and the raw power and, consistency now that it would have. But Lightsworn at a time was one of the biggest flop decks of all time. Even in its own format, it took a little while for Lightsworns to win its first Shonen Jump. Now, here's a very interesting aspect. Lightsworns came out in, I believe, 2008. So did Teleport Darkon. Lightsworn did never win. As long as Teleport Darkon was a deck, Lightsworn didn't win. Period. Point blank. Lightsworn didn't top. Well, probably top. No, actually, I don't even think it top. I don't remember it topping. It was Teleport Darkon, Teleport Dark. No, Lightsworn was not a contender. It was a pretender throughout the whole time. It was just a really, really good pretender. Now, I guess if you could sack your opponent with Judgment Dragon every once in a while, you'd be good. But can you do it? Can you do it in a nine round event in YCS? I doubt it, huh?
Yes.
With triple JD, because people are running Threatening Roar in that format, so
Yeah.
it got nasty. It got nasty. Starlight Road wasn't a card yet though, but Lightsworn were probably just it was frustrating because even in their format, I wouldn't even consider them the deck that won. Twilight was the better deck. It was the Blackluster Soldiers, the Chaos Sorcerers that really got them rolling. Lightsworn is probably one of the biggest flops to date because there's no pure Lightsworn deck that has ever won a YCS event. This is not counting regionals because I'm pretty sure there was some Lightsworns that won regionals, but nobody gave a fuck about this most powerful deck with the triple Judgment Dragons. I mean, come on. How do you not win anything with triple Charge, triple Judgment Dragon, triple Lila, triple Lumina? Like, all those options. How do you not win anything? Like, it's a fail beast, unfortunately.
Yeah, I can see that.
Do you understand? Like, it's just, how do you not win with triple charge? Like, if Lightsworn had triple charge right now, I think everybody will be scared until it proved not to win anything.
I remember playing with friends during that format that did have Lightsworns, and and they would always kick my ass with triple charge and solar recharge and JD.
Exactly.
JD. And then when I hear about how they performed in the tournament or the regionals or whatever, they're always like, "Oh, I lost," you know. Oh,
yeah, exactly. And unfortunately, they're so susceptible to side. Dimensional Fissure was at 3, Macro was at 3, Skill Drain was a card. They were extremely susceptible to side. Side deck killed them completely. Now, granted, they did have Royal Decree in their favor, but it's Lightsworn. They'll probably mill it off. Unfortunately, if they didn't draw into it, and they had Triple Honest at that time too.
Yeah.
So how do you lose? How do you not win anything until you have your format, and then you don't win the format? Twilight does. With Triple Honest, Triple Charge,
Yeah.
Triple Judgment Dragon. Like it's stupid. And then Konami. When Konami addressed Lightsworn, they didn't even really want to address Lightsworn. They addressed Twilight. That just shows more to it how big of a fail Lightsworn as a deck is. Hopefully the new support will make JD ridiculous, so they need to hit JD, and Lightsworn will actually be a good deck without Judgment Dragon, or with Judgment Dragon at 1 or whatever. But until now, Lightsworn goes down as one of the biggest flops of all time for the type of monsters that it has. It has an answer for every situation, and it still does not. It finds a way to not win.
I think Lightsworn is going to be a win-win. Either it's going to be too strong for a very little bit, and they're going to have to finally hit Judgment Dragon like I've been asking for seemingly my entire life,
forever.
Or the deck flops yet again. And people don't play it. So I think it's a win-win.
It's a win-win. The struggle. It's still everybody, even when you play Lightsworn, no matter what, everybody is scared of that Judgment Dragon.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me.
It takes so much skill.
Judgment Dragon is Judgment Dragon is the biggest creeper in Yu-Gi-Oh, okay? He comes out of nowhere. He comes out of nowhere.
Straight out of the bush.
Yeah, you're walking down the street, and he just comes out of the bush, blow everything up, and attack you for game. You're like, what the fuck? and then if it's not him, it's fucking Blockluster Soldier, it's Chaos Sorcerer. You remember when they ran Plague Spreaders? It was Plague Spreader into Catastor or Brio. It was fucking
Plague Spreaders were really good tech in that day.
Yeah, they were extremely good, especially since they were dark.
Yeah.
What else? Noble Knights. Whoever believed the hype around a deck that revolves around equipped spell cards, I feel sorry for you. I'm serious.
So many answers.
But how you know it's not a good deck? It runs equipped spell cards.
Yeah.
Name me one good deck that ran equipped spell cards. Don't worry, I'll wait.
I can name one.
What?
Armed Samurai Benkai.
Good decks. Not trolley deck. Not trolley deck. Not trolley deck.
Back in the day?
Not trolley deck. That deck was trolley. That deck was trolley.
It was.
It was trolley. And then we sided in collective powers and we'd fuck you over.
Gigavice?
Huh?
Gigavice?
Gigavice was never. That's one of the overhyped decks. Gigavice was supposed to do so. Gigavice never won a YCS.
Yeah, but it was good.
I don't even think it topped.
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure it didn't top. And I love Gigavice.
I was playing Little City.
All right. Well, I guess DDR. I guess you can say dragons because they run DDR. Or what? It's an equipped spell card. But still, Noble Knights suck ass. Anytime you have a deck based around equipped spell cards, your deck's gonna suck ass. And they have so many good effects. Special summons, destruction, prevention of destruction.
They have everything.
Yeah, like, what more do you need to be competitive? But you still suck ass.
It's the game mechanics. It's one of those things, like, even look at Blue Gems. They have all the support in the world, and they're barely getting by because, like, well, not barely getting by, but
they're gonna be getting by pretty good soon.
They're barely becoming good.
Yeah.
Like 3 sets of support just because they rely on only battle damage or battling.
Yeah, because battling is a dead. Yeah.
It's the game mechanic. It's tough, so they need all the support in the world.
Yeah, I think. And what do you think Noble Knights need to be competitive?
To not rely on equipped spells.
Basically,
yeah.
I feel
the same. Change up their whole thing.
They need a makeup. They need a redo. They need an equipped spell card that adds itself from deck to hand, or they need a way to only run one of each equipped spell card and be able to successfully get them off. I think when Noble Knights can do that, then I think Noble Knights will be good. If they have an equipped spell card searcher, add one equipped spell card from your deck to your, or add one Noble Arms equipped spell card from your deck to your hand, and you can still go about your day.
That would be pretty good.
I think they need that because that hidden armory shit doesn't work for them either.
No.
That shit is horrible for them. Another deck. Whoever plays plants and zombies past their prime. Seriously, bro. Seriously. Stop, Lewis. Stop. Zombies, no.
I like these decks.
No. I love them too, but
I don't think they're flops.
I think they're flops. Seriously, bro. Mizuki came to 2. Everybody's like, "Oh, zombie! What have zombies done? What's a zombie to a dragon ruler, young sir? Highlander? What is a zombie to a dragon ruler, Highlander?" It didn't do anything. I mean, now that Mizuki's at 3 and Lonefire's at 2, crossing my fingers, they could be good. I hope they're good, but don't kid yourself, YouTube. Seriously, Bujins are a deck, Firefists are a deck, Lightsworn are a deck, Mermails are a deck, Gears are a deck. Don't kid yourself, YouTube. Don't think that these decks will come out of the woodwork for a 14th million time and be able to be good.
I want a zombie TCG exclusive.
You want everything as exclusive. It's not even exclusive. It's a world premiere.
Oh yeah. I want a zombie one, and then I want my GK one to be revealed.
You guys have another fucking exclusive?
Yes. Or at least according to last time I checked. Let me see.
If you guys have another, yeah, you look it up while I rant. Because if Gravekeepers have another fucking exclusive that I have to deal with, I'm gonna make a whole fucking Salty Sunday dedicated to Gravekeepers. I promise you. Or at least a good portion is gonna be dedicated to Gravekeepers. It's gonna be dumb. We're gonna take a short break for right now. You won't notice we're gone. Alright guys, we're back. You didn't know we were gone. I know. What we were talking about is that damn Gravekeeper support that D Fish fan was talking about. And I am jelly. Like, yeah, Gravekeepers get fucking support out that woodwork, but Firefist can't get no. All I need is one more trap. Just give me another trap. Give me a decent Fire Formation card. Seriously. After Tinky Intensive. Seriously.
How long have we been asking for support?
I don't give a fuck.
Absolute power force.
How many packs have you guys had support in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
3.
5.
Gold Series doesn't count.
Yes, it does. 5.
Fuck that.
Wasn't Recruiter and Descendant in 2 different packs?
Nope.
Okay. Whatever. Then you got that Gravekeeper's Visionary. Wasn't that in a different pack?
No, it's absolute power force.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. Okay.
Yeah, man.
You guys didn't need to be any more trolly than what you are anyways.
We need more better cards.
We need more better cards, guys. Speaking of such, while we're on Noble Knights, why the fuck is everything secret rare? Does Konami like not want me to play Noble Knights? I don't got time to be playing a flop deck that's all secret rare.
You know what I think this is? I think that's their warning. They're like, this deck sucks. Stay away. Don't waste your money. But people want to. So it's kind of like a reverse psychology marketing.
This deck sucks. Stay away. Everything's secret rare, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, it's secret rare. Let's get it." That deck sucks. Like everything is secret rare. Everything. Like, well, not everything, but still, it's still stupid. It's like
some super rares aren't there.
Yeah, I mean, but fuck, even the super rares are fucking stupid. Like the super rares are badly placed. Like fucking the King Arthur or whatever his name is, the one that special summons if you have a normal monster. He was the only promo. I think he's the only cheap card too. You got the fucking. You need 3 Matriot. You need 3 Dristans. Those are at least 20 each now. You need fucking Boars. Actually, Boars is pretty cheap. It's an ultra rare. But then you got that Lady of the Lake trash and all that other trash. Like that deck's stupid.
You may think that we're jumping the gun a little bit because Noble Knights don't have their full support.
They're gonna flop again.
But I can almost guarantee you that they're going to be on this list. Give it 2 more formats, 1 more format.
I put it on somebody's life that they're gonna flop.
Yeah, they're bad. They're bad.
They're bad. I'm sorry. There's no saving a deck like that. Next is Psychics. Let's talk about Psychics.
Yeah.
Well, Psychics, they did win the YCS, but that's the first and last time, or they came second, right? They did something. They either came first or second in the ICS with Jeff Jones, but that's the last time they were ever seen again. Like, that was the last time they ever showed their face again. Like, we thought Psychics were going to be format. That was the first YCS of the format. He came in second or first place. I don't remember exactly. I think it was second. And everybody's jumping on Psychic bandwagon. Like, damn. But it's funny. Ironically, everybody jumped on the Psychic bandwagon, but they couldn't see into the future that this deck would flop. So, it's ironic. And the deck isn't a bad deck. That's what's so... They're not bad. They're really good. They're just...
I think it's like... It's not bad. It's just not
It's better
great.
than Noble Knights.
Yeah.
I mean, Red Ox at 3 probably was the best thing they had for him. Red Ox going down to 1 really hurt. But the deck had so much synergy. It had so much of everything. The deck was just a good deck. It was just a really good deck. The Grand Soil Psychics were amazing. Card Trooper advantage. Dropping Grand Soil. You had so many Psychic plays, Synchros. You can even X-Seed sometimes. The deck was just really, really good. And it's either A, it didn't have a big enough player base, or B, it just flopped. I mean, it just needs some key essential pieces.
I think it's just people don't know how to play the deck too.
It does. It is a little hard. It's pretty hard to play.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like, yeah, getting the combos down is great and everything, but it's a completely different thing when you're going into a YCS environment, and you have to know how your deck fares against the other decks that you're going to be facing.
Yeah.
And that's what really separates, like, the really pro players, the very good ones that top consistently, and the ones that top every now and then.
Practice, young man, practice. But yeah, in Psychics, they're not an easy deck to play. Especially, I mean, if you're playing Psychics, and do you remember what deck was good that format? Fuck it.
Agents?
Well, yeah, let's say Agents. Agents, once you get them down, they're a lot easier to play than Psychics. Let's say if Agents were, if Dino Rabbit were, trust me, Dino Rabbit are a lot easier deck to play than Psychics. Psychics, yeah, no. I mean, they're just less desirable when they only came second place once. And then, you know, the top deck is the easier deck to play. And then that's a vicious cycle because it doesn't top, people don't want to play it, less desirable deck, doesn't top, people don't want to play it, less desirable deck. It becomes a very vicious cycle. But Psychic definitely had a chance. I think they need a couple more Earth Psychic monsters to be really good. Like, that's all they need. That's all they need. I am so serious. A couple of good Psychic monsters, all they need.
I think they need a good draw power.
I don't even think they need that. You got like an infinite search loop with them. You got Witch, and you got fucking Cleric, and all that Esper Girl and shit. You have an infinite search loop with them. I think they need a couple more monsters, and that's it. You got Emergency Teleport for instant access. You got Psychic Jumper to snatch your bitch. You got everything. You're like, first time Emergency Teleport, then I'll snatch your bitch.
Okay.
Next, Hopeless Dragon. The name says it all, guys. I remember when this deck was supposed to be the deck. Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon was at 3. What else did it summon?
Totem Dragon was like huge in that deck.
Yeah, Totem Dragon was huge. It was basically Dragon Rulers before Dragon Rulers. Okay, summon big ass dragons, and then, well, you didn't X-Seed because X-Seed's
They ran Lad.
Yeah, Light Darkness Dragon is a douche.
Yeah.
I love Light Darkness Dragon, but it's a douche. If any deck with Light Darkness Dragon is a douche.
I love Lad.
I love it. Don't get me wrong. But when you can summon Light and Darkness Dragon consistently, you're a douche. Just straight up.
So wasn't Totem like, it's a Treeborn, but
Yeah.
this is 2 tributes for dragons or some shit like that?
I think it's a 2 tribute for dragons. It's a Treeborn and it gets banished.
Yeah, let me see.
And you only can use it if you have dragons in your grave.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. But yeah, Scrotum Dragon was fucking bad. It wasn't bad as in horrible. It was bad as in too good. It was pretty stupid. The deck had so much raw power, but it had so many inconsistency issues. That was the only problem with the deck. Inconsistency. And when I mean inconsistency, this deck was stupid inconsistent. Like, there was nothing that can save it. There was one person that did win a regional, I guess, with it.
I remember, if I recall correctly, Dragon Duelist Girl, like the famous YouTuber.
How old is she?
I don't fucking know.
If she's over 18, tell her to call me. I'll show some of my hopeless
I'm
dragon.
pretty sure she is.
Well, my dragon ain't hopeless.
But nonetheless, if I remember right, I heard at the regionals that she got first place with it. So,
Impressive,
yeah.
impressive.
Yeah.
Girls don't win fucking Yu-Gi-Oh card games.
She's fucking good.
All right, impressive.
She's really good.
She can duel me all she wants, as long as she's over 18. She has to be over 18. No, no.
I thought it was 16 here in Vegas.
Well, shit, I'm not taking any risks. Is she from, knowing you, she probably from California. I'm really not taking any risks. Yeah, I ain't taking any risks. Shit, parents might not consent to it. They see a black guy and whatever she is, I'm assuming not black, because black women don't play Yu-Gi-Oh. Fuck.
Yeah, they do.
When? I've never seen a black woman play Yu-Gi-Oh. Ever.
Like Atlanta or something.
Atlanta. That's because they ain't got nothing to do. They outnumber men 7-1, and then half the men are gay. So it's like 14 to 1.
What's his name? That fuck.
Did you just say what's his name? All right, guys. Don't know what the hell happened. Completely, the Skype went down and stuff. So we're just gonna, yeah, it's gonna look weird. I know from watching this. It's just gonna zoom, and then we're gonna be talking about something totally different. So, anyways, back to the list of all time. Hopeless Exodia? Oh yeah, it topped the YCS with the black guy.
No, it topped Worlds.
Yeah, it topped Worlds with the black guy, and then everybody wanted to build it. And who are all those vendors that got off their Exodia decks? Smart. Deck never seen the light of day.
It was really a good deck. It was a good concept. It was a good choice for Worlds and stuff by Jarrell Pro Winston, who was the black guy you were referring to.
He's pro. I like him.
Huh? But
hey, Darrell, if you see this, you already know what this means.
But so many people built it, including myself.
Oh shit! Didn't know that.
I like that deck.
Well, you're a fucking troll. That's why. You'll play fucking Final Countdown if you get the chance again.
Well, no, that was pretty bad.
No, yeah. That's you. That's you.
But yeah, it was a deck that so many people jumped on, and then once they realized that it was very easy to side against, it was very easy to play against, and there wasn't much more to it than drawing well and playing. You have to play better than your opponent, so it wasn't the deck for everyone.
Okay. First and foremost, when we're talking about Exodia, I want to tell you guys this. This guy was in a concealed environment. He played at Worlds. You cannot use a deck build from Worlds and apply it to any tournament in the world, period. You cannot use a Worlds deck. Carbon copy it and use it. There is a couple of reasons why his deck thrived. A, because he was at Worlds. Nobody was expecting it. Everybody was preparing for mirror matches and agents, I believe.
Yeah.
B, he was at Worlds. It was very, very condensed as a format. We're obviously gonna have to take a couple break right now because I gotta hold on. With that being said, the biggest flop of all time is YouTube, for picking a deck that would top at Worlds, a unique deck that would top at Worlds, and using it on your own. It's not logical. I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. I can't use a triangle and put it inside of a square. It doesn't work. Or a square inside of whatever. All right, I can't do that. I played that little round box, the round ball thing with my son. Yeah, he's smarter than me. That's really all I can say. He's smarter than me.
That's good.
He knows exactly where to find the fucking triangle. I look at the fucking ball like, can it go on the star? It doesn't work. Next would be Lavals. Multi-conduction fields are supposed to set this deck off. Triple Quasar. One of the only, or no, I'm sorry, not Triple Quasar. One of the only decks that can go to Quasar consistently. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
It flopped.
Yeah.
It got me too, because I was like, Rekindling needs to be hit. This deck is good. I mean, I still think Rekindling needs to be hit, but Lavals, yeah, the Lavals are pretty bad flop. We even had somebody named, going to my locals, if you watch TheCaliEffect, Samchai, mad props to you, he ran Lavals, and he played them pretty well, but The
I think
Lavals.
what it is it's an OTK deck that needs the right draws.
So many
And
weaknesses.
huh?
So many weaknesses to sideboard
Yeah,
too.
yeah, everything. It's weak to everything that OTKs like are usually weak to, and then
Mm-hmm.
it's even more like it's easier to expose in
Because
lava.
it's graveyard reliant and
It's
it's
just
so reliant.
it
It's
was meant it was meant to flop.
yeah. Um, next is Fables.
Oh yeah, Fables.
They really can go in the same category. Just about everything from Hidden Arsenal flops. If you're not catching on to this trend, Gym Knights, Lavals, Fables, those were like the better cards in there. I mean, Ice Barriers, Gen X, and all that other trash. I mean, they were all automatically trash, but
Yeah,
Lavals and Fables were the better of the Hidden Arsenal, and they flopped.
yeah.
So, I mean, we should know by now not to buy Hidden Arsenal.
Don't buy Hidden Arsenal.
Oh wait, never mind. Well, Ophion is a flop too. Never
Oh,
mind.
yeah, like
Ophion's he's a semi flop because in the event where synchros and high level monsters aren't prevalent, Ovion is the worst deck to play. But in the event where high level monsters and synchros are prevalent, then Ophion is the best deck to play, or one of the best decks to play. But even still, then it's a one-trick pony that people can still play around if you play effectively and efficiently. So
it's definitely one of the best decks of Hidden Arsenal. Though.
yeah, definitely. And then Constellars is the best deck hands down of Hidden Arsenal. I don't think there's any competition,
Yeah, I agree.
especially if you get everything DT. If you guys want to buy the DT Constellars, it's gonna be on my eBay.
Hey,
Yeah,
put a
hey,
link.
hey. Links
Put an
always below.
annotation.
Go to my
Put an
eBay.
annotation.
Put an annotation. All right, I have Blusions and Constellars for sale right now. I had Mermails. I sold Evil Swarm DT. I have a lot of stuff for sale. I'm gonna really be building up my repertoire. Want to start selling stuff and getting cards to you for cheap. Just a little paid advertisement brought to you by the TheCaliEffect. The biggest flop deck of all time, or I'm sorry, we're gonna go to this one, then the biggest flop deck of all time. Then we're gonna wrap it up. Gishki is a flop deck, and the reason why we say Gishki is a flop deck because there's never in time of Yu-Gi-Oh you've been a tier 0 deck, got hit, and then not been a tier 1 deck. Like, what happened?
It went from tier 0
To nothing.
non-existent.
Yeah, to nothing. We don't care about the hits. I mean, if we can hit one card in the deck and your deck becomes automatically fragile, there's something wrong with your deck. Just straight up. Like, it's nothing else to be said about that. That's fucking horrible. Teleport Dark Arm, it took them a year and a half to hit. Like, they kept hitting stuff. And they just kept pounding. It wouldn't stop. It was just too strong for them. Like, it was nothing they can do. A couple other decks that were good. Dino Rabbit, it took them a couple times. They have to, like, neuter Dino Rabbit. And it's still a playable deck. I mean, it might not be tier, but it's still a pretty playable deck. It's better than what Gishkis were when they were hit. So, Gishki's definitely got a lot of support back by getting the 3 convocations for the Heretic. And didn't they get something else? Oh, Plethora 7. They do stupid loops now, which is a pretty dumb deck. I don't think it'll ever get anything because the sideboard is just too deadly against that deck. It's still one of the biggest flops. Anything you got to say?
Yeah, no, it's a deck that a lot of people were building when they found out about it. And why are you eating noodles?
Where did I get the noodles?
Alright. But yeah, it's just I don't like the deck, and I'm kind of glad that it got hit. It was definitely needed, but it definitely deserves to be on this list. Probably up towards one of the biggest flops.
Definitely. No. The biggest flop of all time. The best flop deck ever. Drum roll.
No.
Highlander Dark World. Dark World were hyped be so bad. They were hyped to the max. They were supposed to be the best deck.
Yeah.
Okay? They're supposed to be the deck. It's either Dark World or bust. Okay? Dark World format. That's how bad it was supposed to be. If you had side to Dark World, oh, we have Erad. You had monsters to Dark World, oh, we have deck devastation. You have hand, oh, that's nice. Drag down says hi. And not only that, it had a clear advantage over agents. Just an obvious advantage over agents who were the deck to beat before. Dark World flopped so hard. Shout out to my nigga Mike Balan that did win with Dark World. That's my N word. I talk to him all the time. I do not want to play poker with that man. He is an amazing poker player. As far as Yu-Gi-Oh, he transfers those poker skills to Yu-Gi-Oh. He's an amazing Yu-Gi-Oh player too. But poker, it's a reason why we in Vegas, young man. It's a reason why we in Vegas. But Dark Worlds are the biggest flop. The only time Dark Worlds won is when Mike Balan won. A really good player, very respectable in the community that we're in. Other than that, nothing. If you see somebody playing Dark Worlds, you automatically think they're a scrub. There's nothing else. Oh, and then we got Dylan Macari. If you guys don't know him, he used to be YOLO Yu-Gi-Oh. He postponed his Yu-Gi 2 from now on. He's a good Dark World player, but other than that, if you see anybody else playing Dark World, you already know you win.
Except for myself.
Oh yeah. Well, you're playing fucking Gravekeeper, so it's a totally different story.
But like the deck reminds me so much of Lightsworn, not in terms of like how you played, obviously, but in terms of it was still a good deck when it came out. It wasn't a bad deck. It wasn't.
It had all of the support. Then people start catching on to drag down to the grave.
You saw a lot of pros even running it, and I'm sure it did top YCSs, but the reason why I would say it's the biggest, and I agree with Callie on that, is that because all I heard when Dark Worlds got announced and when they were being played in Japan was that nothing can compete with it.
Yeah, it was supposed to be tier 1.
Yeah,
or tier 0. I'm sorry.
Tier 0. Yeah, because they can fuck your hand, and they have a 3,000 meter. They can come back every turn and a shit ton of draw power. I mean, it's just there was so much that the deck had, and then. I think what was its downfall, I think the biggest downfall for it was our access to DN, who was bigger at the time, and then Devpro. I don't know if it was around, but
I didn't play Devpro until Dark Worlds flopped.
Yeah, and having access to that, I feel that by the time Dark Worlds came over,
we were already ready.
Already so accustomed to playing against it and how to play against it and how to play with it.
Yeah.
That it was kind of it ruined it for them. So I have a feeling that's one of the big reasons why they flopped.
I played Dark World on DN so much. I was comfortable with playing gadgets against Dark World.
Yeah.
And I did. And it wasn't much of a problem. Even when the guy did go fucking deck Devi, still found ways around it. Still found the sideboard. Still found macros. Still found defrizzers. Still found Banishers of the Radiance and DD Warrior Ladies. It was just so easy. If you can play with Dark World game 1, whether if you win or lose, you can always make that side and then play with them game 2 and 3. And more than likely, you're going to win game 2 and 3 because of it. As long as you're a skilled player, you're going to beat Dark World. It's all about versus the skilled player versus the good hand. Because then there's those really bad Dark World players that ran Morphing Jar and Card Destruction and OTK'd you.
I don't know. I personally like Card. I mean, obviously Card Destruction.
Well, no, Card Destruction wasn't bad, but it was the Morphing Jar and then the Card Destruction. Excuse me. They'd go flip Morphing Jar. Okay, Card Destruction. I got GG because I special summoned 3 golds and silvers, and I tributed 1 for Erad, and I destroyed all your back row. Well, it's that type of shit.
Yep. It's just me personally. I hate Dark Worlds. I'm very biased against them because
you're a Gravekeeper player.
Yeah, a Gravekeeper player, and they were meant to pretty much counter us. But nonetheless, I think it's a deck that needed to be shut down because it's not good for Yu-Gi-Oh.
It's in the class of Exodia. That's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. If you're in the class of Final Countdown, Burn, Self-Destruct Button, and Exodia, you're not a good deck. Yeah. It's one of those. It's one of those decks that you just really don't like playing against, mainly because it's so much opportunity for your opponent. It depends on what your opponent draws. It's so draw reliant on your opponent, and if they do get a good hand, you're just sitting them, watch them touch themselves for a good 5-10 minutes, and then you go with next to nothing because all your shit's in the graveyard, unless you're playing Lightsworn, because then you just blow up the world. But it's just so sometimes to play against. What I hate about Dark World is that Grappa says he's a dragon, But he's a fiend type monster.
Yeah.
It says Grapha, the Dragon Lord or something.
Yeah.
But you're a damn fiend.
Yeah.
Please explain to me what the fuck that means, Grapha.
I think he's a, what are those called? The hermaphrodites? He has both.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, another thing is that Konami even hyped up Dark Worlds. That's the biggest thing that really got to me. Konami, they even had this one guy write as Grapha.
Uh-huh.
Like, that was so stupid. And then when they finally won the YCS, like months later after he stopped, he's like, I told you. Never heard from him again afterwards, though. Never heard from him again afterward. That was the funniest thing about it. Thank you guys for watching another segment of the Cali Effect. Please like, comment, subscribe, eat noodles, and most of all, enjoy.